Oh, ladies and gents, welcome to Portugal. This is madness. This is madness. Oh, let me spin you around and show you this little beauty here. I've not even planned to take any photographs this evening. I'm just coming out for a bit of a wander, really. But with those views, I think I'm going to have to. I also want to chat about something a little bit as well, which I'm thinking maybe some of you will relate with. Hopefully not too many of yous. But yeah, I'm going to get set up here because I think it's worth an image. Even though we're past the sunset, we're coming into the golden hour. It looks wonderful. And then we'll have a bit of a chat as well. Oh, there we go. There we go. Big waves, big waves. So I actually wasn't planning on coming out this evening. Oh, I've only really just got to my hotel. My flight got in about 4 p.m, so I've barely had any time. There's another nice wave there. And I sort of made a promise to myself to just relax. I'm here for 3 nights on Madeira, this beautiful volcanic island. I'm so excited, but yeah, I don't know, I just didn't want to put too much pressure on myself. So like I said, yeah, I was just out on a bit of a wander, really, but whoa, the waves, man. The waves and the allure of this beautiful landscape here. You may be able to see right off in the distance as well into the clouds. We've even got, oh, there we go, another little island. So I've just set up a quick composition here. We're shooting at half a second, and yeah, you can see what I'm doing. Wide angle lens on. We're getting that as a nice line, leading us all the way around. Oh, I just missed a peach of a wave, nattering to use. And if you haven't guessed, it's a case of waiting for the right wave. Gosh, it's gotten really dark now. But before I head back to the car and back to the hotel, on that note actually, the whole reason I've come out this evening is because I picked up a rental car from the airport and I haven't driven on the opposite side of the road, on the opposite side of the car for ages. I've been to Europe loads in like my car, but being on the other side of the vehicle is just a bit tricky. So I wanted to go out on a bit of a drive to build my confidence a little bit. Anyway, let me chat about this thing that I didn't plan on wanting to make this video about this topic with us photographers, but it's just a bit of a feeling that I've got here, and I'm feeling a bit like imposter syndrome. You know, this is supposed to be a lovely moment for me, coming abroad for the first time on a dedicated photography trip, and it is. Don't get me wrong, I'm so excited and I'm so grateful, and I'm sure I'll start feeling better, but I just can't help but feel like a little bit weird about it as well. And yeah, like I said, by weird I mean a bit sort of like, oh, what am I doing here? Do I belong here? Am I a good enough photographer for this? Coming abroad with my camera on a dedicated trip, and you know, being here, this is my job. Obviously it's amazing. Like I said, I'm certainly not being ungrateful. It's just these like weird feelings that I got, and I think I wanted to address it for 2 main reasons. Firstly, because I love just being honest on this YouTube channel about how I feel, and usually I'm just buzzing all the time, you know that. So it feels right to just let you in on that a little bit. I will say, I don't feel bad or anything. I just wanted to mention it as well, secondly, because just in case any of you are feeling it out there, you know, a lot of you see me happy, jolly all the time, but I get like this, where I just think like, man, I don't know if I'm good enough for this. I don't know if this is for me. This is the life for me. And I feel like the key for me anyway, what works for me, is to try and remember how hard I've worked to get here. Yes, how far I've got to go still, but all of the hours and, you know, effort that I've put in over the years, I suppose that helps me out a little bit. Perhaps I'll be feeling a little bit better tomorrow morning. Which on that note, yeah, I'm going to get back to the hotel and I'll catch up with you in the morning, because it is going to be a wonderful location. This video started off a little bit weird, but stick with me. I think this is going to be a wonderful adventure. I'm so excited. I shall see you in the morning. So it's raining, and unfortunately, I think you probably know,
what I'm about to say next. That's right, I've forgotten my waterproofs. Absolute wally bob, man. I've got them with me, like here in Madeira. I've just left for them in the hotel room, and I was just classically seduced by the beautiful sunshine, the lovely warm weather. And here we are at this location, which was about an hour's drive, by the way, from the hotel, and it's raining. However, the conditions are really good for the location that we're going to, so that is good. And it's one of them, I'm just going to have to embrace getting wet and punish myself and, you know, get stuck in. That's all that I can do.
Wow, this is incredible. We've got these, I think they're laurel trees, and from what I've read, maybe about 600 years old, and most, if not all, of the island of Madeira, and I think a lot of other parts of Europe as well, would have been covered in these, what are now ancient trees. So I think now they're really protected. But yeah, just, I mean, look at this, beautiful subjects to photograph. And I mean, it's nice in general as well, because it just feels like a nice slow pace to be here. Fingers crossed, touch wood for now, the rain isn't quite as bad as it was when I was driving here, and it's really still, it's lovely. And yeah, as you can probably tell now, the conditions, we're so high up here, over 1,000 meters in elevation, so I suppose it is fog, but we're essentially in all low cloud, you know, what would be at the top of the mountain, so it's wonderful for trying to isolate these trees. So I'm just going to wander around and see what I can find. Oh man, oh dear. Stopping for a bit of a chat. I think this is going to take the top spot for my most miserable video on YouTube, you know. However, two things I really need to say before I get into this. Firstly, I'm just going to look like a spoiled brat here, and that is on my mind. Traveling the world with my camera, it's my job, and I'm moaning about it. I can't help it if you feel that way about me. Those of you that know me, like, you know, it's not my intention at all. It's not who I am. And secondly, I'm just being real. I'm just trying to be honest. And like I said at the start of this video, I just think that's important. So this is going to be a weird old video. Part of me's thinking I might not even release it because it's just absolute misery guts all over the gaff. Who needs that? The only reason I think I'm probably going to release this, and you're probably watching this right now, is like I mentioned earlier on in this video, I think we all get feelings like this. And for me, somebody who's got, you know, a little bit of a following, I think it's really important that I share these negative feelings when I have them, so that you don't feel like weirdos when you have them. Because it'd be very easy for me to create an illusion that everything's perfect and wonderful all the time, because this is like TV or social media at the end of the day, isn't it? Now, to get to my point, I'm just not enjoying this. And by this, I mean in general, being here in Madeira with my camera. I really wish I didn't feel like this, but I do. And I've got a theory. And like I rung my girlfriend last night, and I just sort of said, like, it feels pointless me being here. I don't know why I'm here. Why am I in Madeira? Like, what am I doing? And at the time I thought and I hoped that I was just feeling a bit tired. Maybe it still is a bit of that. Hopefully it is, I don't know. But here's the thing. I think there's a lot of photographers out there that they're very good technically, and they can turn up to any location in the world and flick that switch that we all have of, right, we're here, it looks wonderful, let's start taking some good photographs. But I'm not like that, and I think there's all different variables that determine what puts that switch on. And for me, it's emotion and connection. And I think that's what it comes back to, you know, like, what is Madeira to me? And I'm not having a go at it. It's beautiful, you know. This place is arguably more beautiful than Britain probably is. But that doesn't mean anything to me, you know. It doesn't mean anything. Man, you know, just to rock up somewhere that's photogenic, that looks good, it's not enough for me. And I think that's become clear to me over the years. And man, I just feel like I'm having a bit of a frigging breakdown. So anyway, yeah, I'm feeling, to be honest,
just a little bit like heartbroken and really weird. Man, what a laugh this video is. So anyway, I'm going to move on from this location because it's not doing it for me. Perhaps it's just this location. I don't know. But I've got another location in mind. I don't want to give up on this. I'm going to fight. And yeah, I'm gonna find some food, just try and chill out a little bit, you know. Perhaps I'm being a bit too hard on myself, but I mean, please comment below, like, do any of you get these feelings, and do you relate with this like emotional connection thing where perhaps you go abroad or you go to a new landscape and you just don't get that same feeling, you know? Again, maybe I'm being too hard on myself. I need to just relax and, you know, need to settle in a little bit. This is the first time I've ever done this, you know. I don't know. Hopefully it's something like that, you know. I'm not giving myself enough time and I'm being too hard on myself rather than just, oh, anytime I'm outside of Britain I don't like it. I hope that's not the case anyway. But yeah, ladies and gents, just try my best to be honest with you, that's all. Yeah, absolute misery guts. Anyway, food.
Well, this is feeling a little bit better, I have to admit, which makes me think, I wonder if it's about the actual landscape that you're photographing. You know, of course we all have preference to what it is we like to shoot, whether it's coast, being up in the mountains, and perhaps the locations so far that I've visited just haven't done it for me. Anyway, I've had myself a little bit of food. I had a nice tuna tostados, something, I don't know. Sounds fancier than a tuna toasty. Yeah, it was lovely, proper nice. And I mean, what's not to like about this? You've got this beautiful big, wow, this beautiful big sea stack that you can see there, and then this other one. And yeah, I've just been trying to frame up a photograph in a monochrome to get something quite dramatic of these, and I'm liking the look of it so far. Wow. Where's my bag? So I'm enjoying this drama, I really am. And it's one of them, I'm waiting for the wave to approach us, and I suppose waiting for the most precarious wave that comes right up to the tripod. But this is really important. I've got my polarizer on the front and my 6-stop ND filter, and I'm getting a shutter speed of 2 seconds for each of these shots, which feels perfect. Let me spin you around. Look at the size of this wave. We are moving backwards, ladies and gents. Oh dear, this could be carnage. But it's that sort of wave that I'm waiting for, a big one like that. And then watch, it just fills all of these rocks down here, and look at the contrast. That's exactly why I'm shooting it in a black and white, because it's enhancing that wonderful contrast. And then I've got that big sort of twin sea stack that you can see there, that one on the right, and then I've actually got that one there that's right off in the distance, the smaller one. And I don't know, it all seems to be working, and more importantly, I'm feeling a little bit better about this, feeling a bit better in general. I'm finding this is, I mean, look at the cliffs as well, it's quality. This is a location that's all about perspective. I'll just show you here if I turn these around. I'm trying to get a perspective where that distant island, just there, the little tiny one, is being covered. So obviously if I go to the right a little bit more, the smaller of them sea stacks, the twin sea stacks, is going to cover it up. And see how the waves are coming in. I'm just thinking I could get a bit of a leading line like this. So yeah, just need to, again, perspective, just move around a little bit and see if I can make it work. By the way, I don't know if any of you were into Lost, the TV show. This place makes me think of Lost so much. Look at it, it's like actually Lost. The set, I think a lot of it was filmed in Hawaii, and I think it's a bit of a classic comparison, you know, Madeira to Hawaii, and yeah, it proper feels like it, man. So different from back home, isn't it? Right, that wasn't really working, that perspective. It was a little bit, I mean, look, I can't really get, I'll try and show you, I can't really get any further to the right to make that island disappear. Maybe if the tide was out a little bit more. So, I don't know, I'll keep wandering around, see if I can see anything else. So I've changed my mind really on the photograph that I was trying to get. Look at that energy there. That's exactly what I'm trying to photograph. I felt like if I was going to get something like that again, all right, the perspective would have been a bit different, but it would have been a bit samey. So, wow, look at that. That is quality, man. Oh, so I've stuck it into colour anyway. 24 to 200 mil lenses on, and in about 60 mil. See the two rocks there, quite close to us where the waves are crashing into. I've got them down in the foreground, and then just that one big sea stack off in the background. ND filters have gone back in the bag, and I'm getting a quick shutter speed, 1/200th of a second. And that's why I'm so excited about the energy as the waves are crashing there, because that's the exact moment where I'm hitting the remote shutter and trying to capture the image. And yeah, no monochrome here, because I mean, you may be able to even tell from there, the water is such a beautiful colour of blue. And I feel like that's a big part of this particular composition. So very different from the previous image, but yeah, probably in a good way. Look at that, and again. Oh. For God's sake, man, I keep walking to the opposite end of the car to get in, like a right wally. So that was a heck of a lot better. I feel much better. In fact, you know, when I was eating my my tostado, my toasty, I was thinking about this whole thing a little bit. Gosh, man, it's absolutely boiling. Not to keep dragging on about it, but I suppose that's what this day's been all about for me, these emotions. And I was thinking about a quote, or it's actually a lyric from a band that I like called The Dangerous Summer. I'm mad into like emo music and that, which most of you are probably not. But the lyric goes, "A feeling is just a feeling until you let it get the best of who you are." I never thought I'd quote that band on my YouTube channel. And I love that quote or lyric, whatever. I love it, and I apply it in my normal life. I think about it. And just, I don't know, it didn't really occur to me until I was eating my my toasty. You know, we're not governed by our emotions. We can overcome them. We can work with them. You know, it's not, yes, we're emotional creatures, but it's not the be all and end all. And what a shame if I was to leave here and just to have hated it because it didn't feel right, or you know, my emotions weren't on my side whilst I was here. I hope that makes sense. And I think thinking about that really did help me to sort of think like, you know, it's not everything. It's not everything. So I tried to snap out of it, basically, and it seemed to have worked, whether it was that or the wonderful location, the sea stacks there, I don't know, but I'm feeling a bit better. Anyway, onto the sunset location. Well, it's nice and foggy and claggy. Fingers crossed it stays like this and we'll get a wonderful sunset. There's always hope. As I speak, the clag is just starting to clear up ever so slightly. The weather's been changing so fast ever since I've been here on Madeira, so it's still a couple of hours till sunset, and I think this vista is going to be ideal. We're facing in a southwesterly direction, which is where the sun is setting, and I think this will be a good spot, so it's worth hanging about. Now, I completely forgot, I got another image at the beach. I don't know how it eluded me, because I think it might have been my favourite one from the bunch. And as I was headed back to the car, I just noticed there was a little viewpoint. So I went up there and it was fantastic. It gave us a completely different perspective of the beach. And I loved how it was almost like a bird's eye view looking down at those sea stacks and the waves as they were crashing up on the shore. Yeah, I think I'm really going to like that one. And I was thinking, oh, I feel like I'm going round in circles about this topic, but here we go again. I wonder if, like that scene to me looks like something you could capture at home. Not to keep talking about home, but maybe the landscape healed me. Made me feel better. I don't know, man, I'm getting cringy about the minute, aren't I? I've got this fear as well that throughout this video, I've been coming across as really ungrateful. I don't know how to, like, battle back against that. I feel so grateful to be here. I'm aware how lucky I am. I just equally think it's very important that I share my feelings. So there you go. Anyway, this is definitely worth waiting around for. Let's see what happens. So I found myself waiting, and in fact I was perhaps a tad early, and I could have enjoyed another tostada between photo shoots. But nevertheless, standing on that cliff and admiring the dramatic coastline, so different from home, was truly glorious. The sunset photo posed its challenges, however. Just as the light reached its peak golden hue, a blanket of mist rolled in. It added atmosphere, but maybe stole a bit of the vista's depth. Still, I was quite content with the outcome, and the privilege of spending time on that cliff in contemplation was more than enough for me. So I reckon that was all right. I don't think I can complain too much about that. The weather was so changeable. Honestly, I had rain, that fog. At one stage, I didn't think it was going to shift, but I think what I got was pretty decent. I was just playing around because I was there for so long. I stood there for like 2 hours, just a couple of little abstract shots, black and whites. There was even one, I think, where I like really overexposed the image on the right hand side, overexposed the light as it was streaming in. I quite liked it. It looked a bit like a sketch. But yeah, that was amazing. I tell you what a roller coaster of emotions today has been. Even that was brilliant. I was enjoying it. So, what a crazy video. Madness. But I'd like to think real. Right. Please hit the subscribe button, because who knows what is going to happen in tomorrow for me, next week's video for yous after today. I wouldn't even want to put a bet on it. I don't know. I'm going on a hike. That's all I'm going to tell you. But thank you so much for tuning in, and for your continued support. And I'll see you on the next adventure. Out.